Welcome to the fourth quarter of the Bobby Dupre Show, and my friend here, my sidekick here, Andrew Guitros.
Good morning again.
We've got a lot of fast running to do, and you're going to have to...
hurricane is blowing us
Hurricane is blowing. Can you hear the noise outside right now?
Rattling out there.
It's getting bad over here. But Lil Kenny will quieten everything down on September the 8th, which is not this weekend, but the following weekend. Lil Kenny and
Heartbreakers.
There you go. They've played at Toby's for the last 25 years. Toby's is now owned by Wayne Doucette under his managership, along with his young son Todd. And I think it was 2 weeks ago, Lil Kenny played and packed the house just like he did when I was one of the owners. Gene was, Paye was one of the owners. Kingsley, Manny.
Cajun, Zydeco, 50s, rock and roll, country, whatever you want.
And when they start at 8 o'clock, they don't stop till 2 o'clock, or they start at 9. They don't stop. If they have to use the bathroom, they take turns going, and they can all play other instruments besides the instrument they play.
Right.
And they keep the crowd there. They keep them dancing. That's Toby's Little Lodge, Lil Kenny. Good luck to you all. He packed it last time. And talking about packing it, did you know before you, I know you probably got this for me out of the computer, the story about Deidre Goharty, and of course she's now married, but years ago, there was a young girl that
she was the champion of female boxing, one of the first
from Ireland. She was
titled world champion boxers.
From Ireland, for sure.
Right.
And one of the first professionals from Ireland, because it was banned in Ireland. Female boxing was not legal. And she would sneak over to the gym and started working out, and her parents, who were both dentists, by the way,
That's a useful profession when you know how to box.
They learned about it, and they thought it would just be a phase in her life, so they never put a stop to it. Well, and at about age 21, she decided to come to America, ended up in Lafayette, Louisiana, with the Bo-Williford family, and under that training and skillful care of her, became a female world champion.
Fought more than one bout. You and I saw that as an intro fight before the heavyweight men's world championship.
She's shown here in 1997 with boxing promoter Don King.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine?
Sure.
Well, when she went home after winning the championship, she got in touch with her young friend who she knew was very interested in boxing, and I'm talking about Katie Taylor. And Katie Taylor was one of the first to win a gold medal in female boxing.
Which is a new sport.
It was the first year that they held female boxing at the Olympics. I'll get it out. I'll get the whole story out. I'm trying to rush here. We have a lot of things, but this year, they stayed in touch over the years, and Katie, because of the encouragement she got from Deidre way back yonder, is now Olympic gold medalist, and of course that'll get her some big bouts right away in the professionals.
Very good.
Deidre, good to hear from you. And of course she's got her own book out, and I have a copy, and I started reading it, and it's just as good as her story. It's a story of her life, and her life is very interesting. Good luck to you.
Steamboat Warehouse. Get mama away from the smell of her own cooking. Go down to beautiful, historic Washington, Louisiana, and go to the Steamboat Warehouse. Best chef in Acadiana, 7 years in a running, chef owner Jason Hugate, with all his award-winning dishes. Go by and try the crawfish etouffee, the crawfish palmetto, the shrimp Betsy, the stuffed filet of catfish. All the food is great. Great steaks as well if you're not a seafood person, and adult libations out of this world with a great wine selection as well at Steamboat Warehouse. And Targill Seasoning Supplies. Go by Targill. You can get seasoning supplies, you can get butcher supplies, cutlery, kitchen supplies, you can get cake, baking supplies as well. They've been open 25 years. Go to targill.com to see all the different things that they provide. But with their spices, they'll provide you stuff if you're a grocery store, if you're a restaurant, if you're just a home cook, or if you want packaged things with your own labels, your own recipes. They can do all that for you as well for you to sell or
And
distribute.
don't forget that the Targill is owned and operated by Ted Bellard, and a lot of their businesses are family type, intertwined together. And of course, they have Mama's Fried Chicken, 2 places here in Opelousas. They have the Bellard's Poultry, which is where AC, the daddy, got started.
I picked up a bag of catfish there last week because they do catfish there as well.
And of course, Tim operates that business, and Arlene runs the Mama's Own Landry, and in the shopping center is Connie. So the family is all tied in together, and all of them do real well. And of course, Ted is also the owner of St. Landry EMS,
which is going to be very busy during the hurricane season, helping people that got to evacuate.
How about Hope for Opelousas? We talk about them all the time, and the director, Lauren Carrier, took several of the students that attend their after-school hour program over to Colorado, and they went into the wilderness and they completed a 46-mile hike. That must have been fun. Can you imagine people from the hill right here going to Colorado? They go to the football games, Saints games, LSU games.
The idea is to take kids that wouldn't have these opportunities and give them a chance to see, and these all kids that have to do very good in grades, very good in activities. It's a wonderful program. If you can help Hope for Opelousas, go to look them up on the internet. You can even make a donation with PayPal.
It's time for me to open my pocketbook again to
Casa
them also.
Ole. If you want to go get some good Mexican food, good Spanish-style food, Casa Ole is your place. Happy hour times. They got margaritas to go. They got lunch specials. You can go happy hours Tuesdays through Fridays, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. $2 Monster Margarita Mondays. Everything's available through the drive-through window. If you want to call in an order rather than eat there, you can go and pick them up through the to-go window. And they package the liquor as well that way. That way you can take it home safe and not break the law. Chimichangas, lunch burritos, go by. Tacos Ole.
From racetracks to the homes, a local couple from Lafayette area, they adopted 2 racing hounds, the greyhounds.
Greyhounds, when they retired.
When they retired, they adopted 2 of them. They said they're docile. They're just a lot of fun. They're big pets, and they're not. They don't challenge you. They don't challenge
good
people.
Personality.
Good personalities. Great. And there are plenty of those out there available if you're interested in adopting.
A good personality will bring you a long ways.
It sure will. And a good little smile, like I try to mention to the young people, particularly those like in the convenience stores, restaurants, where you buy, cashiers and all, and I say, you keep that smile up and it'll make you a living. May not make you rich, but you'll always find a place to work with a good smile.
We got a nice letter from the St. Peter Catholic Church in Grand Prairie. Their Family Fun Day is coming up on September the 30th. That's a month away, but they're going to have a sauce piquant cook-off. So if you want to participate and compete cooking sauce piquant, call Debbie LaFleur, 277-6785. They want you to get registered by September 26th. So give them a call or go out on the 30th.
September 30th.
You got it, too.
That is right here. I got that out of the Bon Nouvelle. A very touching story for those of you all that have the Bon Nouvelle. And I've got to check with Greg, our friend, the attorney, Greg Doucette. I bought him a subscription, and I need to call him and make sure that they started his new subscription. It's the homecoming of Aubrey LaHaye. And of course, we're talking about a little child that was adopted. And this little child is
you have to give me a hint.
Yeah,
She's got a problem like Down syndrome?
Down syndrome.
Got it.
I'll get it. I have it right here. I almost cried when I was reading through this beautiful story of Samantha and Bobby LaHaye in June of this year. Adopted this little child, and she was just about 2 years old, and she was kept as a foster child by the Chavis family here in Opelousas. Really? And they mentioned how they took such good care. Look how cute she is. Just look at this child. This picture here, you can tell. This picture here, she's just as healthy looking. And Samantha also found it interesting that adoption had run in her own family. Her great-grandmother, Helen Klein Ordwin Easton, her married name, having been adopted from the New York orphan train in 1908 by Mr. and Mrs. Guillaume Ordwin of Ville Platte. And of course, I know what adoption is. It's very, very.
Well, your father was adopted,
and Kelly,
and your daughter.
And we named her Kelly. And let me tell you, my daddy, that was his eyes. That little girl was his eyes, and that little name didn't hurt him. Carrying the family name. But this is a beautiful story. If you received the Bonne Nouvelle, and maybe you didn't take time to read it yet, please do so. It's very, very, very touching. And they do some great articles in this paper.
I read a neat article recently with Dr.
$20 a year, and they mail it to your house for $20.
Dr. Jerome Lejeune was a doctor who figured out Down syndrome, how Down syndrome worked, and has helped with some of the treatments. He did all the research. He passed away some years ago, but they're working on making him a saint. His cause for sainthood because of all the good work he did for Down syndrome children over in his clinic in France. I read a really neat article. I need to get you a copy to read. Very interesting.
Well, good.
What else you got? We're down to 2 minutes and a half.
The shed over in
and I went
Scott.
the other day. I didn't even get to tell you. Me and my little boy Andrew went and ate and had a good time. The music was good.
You did mention
it. The food was excellent.
And then look at here. It's the inn for Scott, Louisiana's The Shed.
Just can't get enough volume where they're located. Just a tough place. A lot of construction in the area. Not enough through traffic. They need more heads.
They needed more heads, particularly during the daytime. For the daytime, rent on this big building, I'm sure, is considerable.
I would think.
Because it's well built. It's a beautiful facility.
But the food was incredible.
I had mentioned that to you. And it affects the waitresses, the chefs, and the musicians who played there. They had live music often during the week.
That's
right. Everything going for it, but the crowd. What about Mr. Marty Cosgrove? He's returning as the guest chef
for the Soiree Royale.
And that's coming up September the 10th. That's 2 weeks from now. That's a Monday.
So if you need to get the tickets at $40 a person, you can call the chamber to get your tickets over here in Opelousas.
And that's going to be the event center at Evangeline Downs.
Correct.
And I haven't had.
Good morning, Miss Frankie.
I haven't had a chance to talk to Mr. Mike Howard, and I went to the wake, but you know how it is.
His wife had passed away.
Wife had passed away, and it kind of, I need to talk with him again. We kind of talked about this, but it had not hit the papers yet.
Right.
That our own local Cynthia Joseph Bridges, who had a very big job with the state of Louisiana for years. Something happened, and we're not going to go into all of that, but we will go into it, that she landed on her feet.
It's the best, best thing could happen to her.
A big salary increase and a big job. So
running a similar department for the state of California.
Another success story of coming from little old Opelousas, coming from Acadiana. We just have good work ethics in this.
You got to get your prayer book. But she got a dad that was a mayor. She's got an uncle that was ambassador to South Africa and is a professor. So I mean, she come from good stock.
Yes.
As they say.
Oh, it's 35 seconds. We want to, of course, thank you for viewing the program. We want to ask you to consider attending the church of your choice this weekend. And then we close with this little prayer thought. Lord, you know my weaknesses and my faults. Give me the strength and piety to serve you with faithful love, even when this is difficult for me. Thank you, Andrew. Thanks for viewing.
Watching KDCG TV.